You start.
I'm Courtney.
And I'm Trinity, and we're Left Right Collective. This chat is another deep, very convoluted topic, and we feel we are going to broach the word narcissism and what narcissism means and who and what makes somebody narcissistic.
Mm-hmm. You want me to go?
Yeah.
Okay. So
let's not use that right now.
Okay.
Let's just go to this.
Okay, so to me, narcissism is someone who can never be held accountable for anything, even if there was like proof that they did something wrong. They just don't know how to own up and say, you're right, like I was wrong, or I was whatever. And then someone who manipulates people.
So they don't have to be accountable.
Right. And it's beneficial for them, basically. Go ahead.
I was just sharing a story with Courtney about my experience with my person, and in relationships, how you can tell if somebody is narcissistic is if you are able to be honest with your part in any type of situation and conversation, or nobody is going to be in a space where, I mean, if you're like in a really deep, intricate relationship, let's say sisters or mother and daughter or your life person, I think when you have a best friend, there's so much conversations about, if you obviously, because we're both not narcissistic, so we talk about things if like, this is how I felt, this is what I was feeling, this is what you said, this is what I was feeling, vice versa. It generally seems to be that not even like friendships can always be that way. I just know for my own personal experience being in a friendship relationship with Courtney is that it's always accountability, it's ownership, talking about XYZ, and if there is something that we need to come to, it's not a difficult thing for us to do with each other. It becomes difficult when you're experiencing someone where there's pushback, blame. This is not my fault. You made me feel this way. How dare you, blah, blah, blah. I'm just going to leave because I feel you wronged me and I'm the superior person in this experience. And I'm just kind of wanting to bring in some examples so we can talk about because narcissism to me is really on a sliding scale. If you would ask my boyfriend, he would say we're all narcissistic, which I feel sure we all can be that way because most of us have been raised by people who have narcissistic behaviors and tendencies. But you start to recognize, and this is going off of our previous video about white lies, and how if you don't want to be narcissistic, then you don't tell white lies.
Yeah.
So we have our examples.
So some examples for people who are narcissists. So these type of people, they take things to the extreme. They're envious of others. They always want to talk about themselves.
I will interject in that one space because I love to talk about myself. I always say my favorite topic is me, but I know that and I am accountable of that. And it's not because I'm trying to tell you that I'm amazing. I just think I'm amazing. So anyway.
They want to talk about themselves in a way that's like
boasting.
Like ego. Like, I don't know.
To try to prove their worth.
Right. That's a really good point. So these people, they fantasize about success, power, the person for them having it all.
Because in their minds, they feel once they obtain that, it validates their worth,
Right.
their self-worth.
Right. So, these people believe that they're superior. They're usually highly reactive to criticism, like rage, lying. They divert the situation.
They usually turn it right back on you.
Right.
They'll find a reason to say, like, this is happening because you, that is the diversion thing. That is, like, so fascinating to me, how somebody is so upset with what is happening that they cannot just look in the mirror and just say, like, wow, you know what? I really fucked up. I'm so sorry that I hurt you like that. But instead of taking accountability that I hurt you, well, you did this to me, and so that made me behave like this, and so this is actually your fault.
Right. It's always your fault. So yeah, entitlement, takes advantage of people. Manipulation in every way. They get what they want, and they'll do whatever it takes to get what they want. But to me, these type of people seem to always come with drama. There's always, I don't know, there's just always chaos going around. And someone else is always the problem. And I don't know.
Gosh, I don't
know why I've attracted that my entire life.
Me too.
Narcissist type people, narcissism, whatever. But
that being said, we've attracted each other, so there's healing going on, and that's what that's why we have created these chats, because we're wanting to help heal ourselves and help heal others. And I feel with this video is, if you are recognizing any of these attributes in others that you are in experience with, because I have to really believe if you're a narcissist, you're not watching our videos. I mean, you could. I mean, I hope that maybe this is like the light bulb that happens where you're like, that sounds a lot like me. So then you're on the path of not being narcissistic. So here we are. And I know that we're not perfect. Nobody is perfect. What we're discussing in this chat is all about accountability and not doing the white lies, not pushing blame, wanting to make ourselves better so we can have better relationships with those around us, and knowing that a lot of this behavior is learned. It's really intrinsic. It's not inherent. Inherently, we are all love. We come in the gates fucking pure. So we can't help and this is also in alignment with our video on white lies, we can't help the way that our parents were teaching us, the societal norms that our parents were focused on to imprint that onto us. And then if your parents wanted to take you to fucking church, then all of that fucking guilt shit too. So church is cool sometimes. So anyway, but narcissism is, I think it's actually kind of like a self-protective thing that happens. Yeah. That just actually dropped in right now. You become narcissistic because you feel insecure. Mm-hmm. And it lends off the fear-based mindset. So how do I protect myself? How do I make myself feel worthy? I'm going to gaslight. I'm going to control. I'm going to create this entire fantastical experience of perfect mate, perfect self, perfect image. But behind closed doors, it's all just a farce.
Right. Yeah, I guess it goes back to just never, what I always think of is these type of people were told, if they made mistakes or whatever, something happened, it's like they just got so punished for making mistakes, and we're all human and we all make mistakes throughout life, not just when you're 5. And I don't know. I
was going to say, when did I make a mistake today? I'm sure I'm going to tell you.
I don't know. And so these people just, they don't, it goes back to the accountability thing. Like,
we're also talking about this topic based off of personal experience.
mm-hmm.
Courtney and I have recognized that we have attracted certain people into our lives who do want to control and manipulate when we in turn don't do it back. And it's just a question of why do we attract these energies or people, so to speak. And it's not to get too esoteric. It's part of what, okay, I'll use holistic psychologists. It's based off of our inner child and what we were taught as kids based off of our parents. And that's really what it comes down to. Us that don't resonate with being narcissist or narcissistic were raised by narcissists, but because of the behaviors that we experienced in that learning and growing, that is what felt normal to us. Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of curious as to how somebody becomes narcissistic, because that is actually a mind-bending question to me right now, you know, because I mean, certain narcissists can raise kids and then they become narcissistic, but when that is not inherent to who you truly are, you feel that that is what is normal and right, and those are the energies and the people that we attract into our experience, but in it never felt good.
Right.
So then how does it...
I don't know, like I wasn't raised by narcissists, and I feel like it's like you're either one way or the other, and I feel like for me, like I need narcissist type people in my life in order for me to like to teach me, like, stand up for yourself, speak up, this is not okay, it's not okay for people to walk all over you, like you are worthy, all these things. I feel like it's like you're either one way or the other. I don't know, I could be wrong.
No, you're not wrong. This is a conversation. That's why it's called a chat. We're no experts. We're just having a conversation. So, from my own personal experience, my mom is really low on the narcissistic scale, high on the control level. Her narcissism comes out when she feels like she's lacking control.
Yeah.
As far as manipulation, sure, it's there. But as far as trying to degrade me and tell me I'm worthless, my mom's never done that. My mom's only given me self-esteem in a lot of ways. That's also been a very convoluted thing for me in my experience, in what I feel is like what feels good and what feels right. So just like what you're saying, it's like, you know, I wanted to use an example, but it's escaped me, but I will just say this, because of dealing with two narcissistic partners and then going through the experience of those two people, it used to feel uncomfortable if somebody was really, really kind to me in a romantic way.
Yeah.
And I would think that was kind of, in Korean, it's called chingruo, like, ugh. And when I met my person, he just showed up. He was kind. He didn't play games. He did what he said he was going to do. There was a version of me when I was younger that I would not have appreciated that because of whatever, maybe my own feelings of unworthiness, because I was not feeling like that was what I deserved. And so when I realized that, I was like, I'm going off topic a little bit, but it's just like narcissistic people generally tend to not feel good about themselves, so they latch themselves onto others who have a stronger sense of self, but maybe we haven't established ourselves in the place that we're meant to be. We don't believe it for ourselves yet.
But they see our
worth.
See our
worth, yes. And so then they suck it like vampires from the fairies.
So yeah, and I'm trying to think of anything else I want to say on this.
Let me tell you what we are. We're so authentic.
Yeah, I think we pretty much covered narcissism. I could tell stories and stories, but
So I feel like we should do a disclaimer, because this really is something that is very heavy and very deep. If you feel that this is something that's happening within you in your life and something you're experiencing, please reach out to someone who's a professional that can help guide you, because that's what I've done. And I know Courtney and I have disclosed in previous videos, we work with the same therapist, and it's a challenging thing to recognize and realize these energies that are around you, and how if you feel drained and you don't feel like you're you, and you feel like you're having to tell white lies so you can please these other people around you, we're only showing a spotlight.
right.
So that's what our intention is with these chats. So please seek someone that can help you, a professional that can help you, because we're just here sharing. Because this one's heavy.
Is that it?
I think that's it.